Hello, everyone. My name is Nir Yanovsky. I live in Israel, in Jerusalem, and I'm heading a unit called the Data Initiatives Unit at Israel National Digital Agency. I would like to speak with you today on the enormous opportunities in big data analytics and international cooperation regarding big data analysis of governments. But first of all, allow me to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. It's so important for me to meet new neighbors and new governments that we have still haven't been in contact with. We have so many opportunities in the fields of big data analysis, and it is so exciting for me to meet you folks, even virtually, and to start speaking about the opportunities that we have and how we can um, succeed in pursuing them. So, innovation is part of Israel's DNA. We are a very small country and we have no other option than being innovative. If you look at the statistics, then you see that the quality of scientific research in Israel is very high. The level of investment, private investment in R&D is very high. The number of startups per capita is very high. Everything that ends with per capita is very, very high, and the level of innovation is very high. But as a government official, I need not to look only on the bright sides, but also on the challenges. And we have significant challenges in the fragments of society and in the relation between society and innovation. Our biggest challenge is that innovation is not equally spread across the Israeli society. We have minorities in Israel. We have an ultra Orthodox minority. We have an Arab minority, Christian Arabs and Muslim Arabs. And I must say that the proportion of the Arab minority and the ultra Orthodox minority in the high tech industry is not as high as we would want it to be. Um, my assumption as a government official is that every document that is written in Hebrew should also be written in Arabic. And that from every city in Israel, we need to have startups running and we need to have the ecosystem flourishing. And unfortunately, we still don't see enough ultra Orthodox entrepreneurs in the ecosystem. We still don't see enough Arab Israelis, Palestinians living here in Israel that are achieving new startups and new mature companies. And I think that international cooperation might help us in that as well. My vision is that the Arab population in Israel will become a growth engine for innovation as well. Um, so, how do we solve these great challenges? The key to meeting these challenges is government data driven innovation. This is what led the private sector in Israel, and this is also the key for the change that the government needs to have. We need the government data to be open, we need it to be out in the wild, we need it to be in the hands of researchers that can turn this data into insights. And these researchers usually are not part of the Israeli government, they are part of the academia, they are part of the industry. So we need the data to arrive to these researchers on time for operational decisions to be make. What can we do with the data? First of all, we can use it for better government. We can use it to better the public products that we are providing. We can use it to better and personalize the service that we provide to citizens, the health services, the welfare services, education services. Big data can help us make the services more precise, more fit the needs of the citizens. We need data to better the policy and to design the policy better and to better the decision making process. Israel makes decisions every day in the operational level, and most of these decisions are not based on big data analytics. If we turn data into actionable intelligence for the civic part of the government, we will be able to make better decisions on the allocation of ambulances, of schools, of government offices throughout the country. We need data to better our research and development as well. We have a very strong ecosystem for R&D. This ecosystem needs to receive data from the government for its work. And we need data and AI in order to optimize the government capabilities or the government activity. If we look at the Ministry of Health, for example, so the ministry uses data in every action that it does, and it needs to share data with different communities, with the health system, HMOs, hospitals, everyone that deals with health, with the local authorities in Israel, with different ministries across the government, with businesses that are related to the health arena, and of course with the citizens that need open health data regarding their clinical information and regarding the general information in Israel. In order to do that, we established a data driven digital strategy for the Ministry of Health. And this is based on the system transformation as well as the personal transformation. We want medicine to be personalized, and therefore we established a national project for precise medicine called PSIFAS, based on Israeli volunteers that volunteered to contribute genomic data, clinical data, and behavioral data for the sake of all mankind. We want the health to be proactive, predictive, preventive. We want the health data to enable us to detect cancer at its early stages, to detect outbreaks of COVID 19 before it gets severe, and therefore, big data plays a very significant role in the public health. We want healthcare to be sustainable, so we invest in data so that we can extract more from every dime that we invest in healthcare. And of course, we want everything to be online. We want all the health to be done remotely when possible, and we want all the administration to be done remotely using decision support system. And for that, we use big data analytics. This cannot be done without the analysis of big data in healthcare, and this is why we use health information exchange system and also a platform for artificial intelligence and big data analysis at the arena of healthcare that analyzes petabytes of information. But it is more complicated because the Ministry of Health is only part of the government of Israel. And we have more than 30 government ministries that need to share data with the ecosystem. So each of these ministries needs to share data with the local authorities, to share data with the citizens. And if we want to be effective, then Israel is not alone at the Middle East. And in order to solve important problems, we need the ministries to be in tight connections with their counterparts in different countries. So actually, we need the Ministry of Environment to be in data sharing environment with other ministries of environment in order to solve climate challenges. If we speak about animal migrations, about water consumption, about anti-money laundering, terrorism funding, fraud and credit risks, cross-border epidemiology, these are scenarios that require international cooperation and international big data transfer. And this is why we build a strong infrastructure for health information exchange. You can see it as a galaxy that contains different ministries of different countries, but in order to do analysis, we need to have the big picture of the galaxy, and this requires us for information exchange between countries and not just between ministries. How do we do it? We have three main architectures in which we work. Sometimes we can just make the data free by using open data protocols. We have a data.gov.il, which is our site for more than 800 databases that the government already released. Sometimes the data is private, and therefore we share it at a data community level between different peers or different agencies that have the authority to view the data. And sometimes, when the data is vital to our central activity, we concentrate the data and we use a hub and spoke mechanism in order to get one organizational truth for all the government of Israel. One example is the Timna platform, a big data platform that extracts data from all the areas of of the health system in Israel, de-identifies the data in order to mitigate with the privacy challenge, and make it accessible to every research possible in a cloud dedicated virtual environment that enables big data research and big data insights in the fields of health. This is a platform that was used for more than 100 researchers. We know that this platform saves lives. If we look at the operational level, we have a system called OFEC Eitan, as this is Israel's health information exchange network. It connects all of the hospitals, all of the HMOs, the Ministry of Health itself, and it enables every physician in Israel to know the entire medical history of every patient in order to give him the right treatment. We know that there is a strong correlation between the amount of time that your physician is spending with this system and the chances of you getting alive from the hospital. So the impact of the system is very, very strong. Our architecture is divided to two parts. There is the part that happens inside the ministry. Each ministry needs to have uh, significant data capabilities for collecting data, for analyzing data, and for doing specific applications such as viewing the data on a map or and doing geospatial analysis on the data, or doing connection analysis or doing anomaly detection. But the level of the ministry is not enough. So the blue area that you see here is actually our services, our central services that are meant to enrich and to complement what the ministries are doing and to create a common language throughout the Israeli government. By creating interoperability in the government, we also lay the infrastructure for international cooperation because we speak the same language, we have the same data structure and the same model, and we make the data accessible for external users that can be from Israel or from outside of Israel. Our platform is a cloud platform. We have a project called Nimbus that gradually puts the most of the Israeli important data set on a public cloud, and we see cloud as one element in the open data architecture because it enables us scalability and it enables us better interoperability between the government ministries. It looks very simple, but actually it takes a lot of cooperation and a lot of partnerships. In the democratic atmosphere in Israel, the power of the government is very limited. Most of the data is not in our hands. It is in the hand of the industry, it is in the hands of the academia, it is in the hands of the citizens. And we need to enable a trust based mechanism that will enable and encourage data sharing. And this is something that we work together with the ecosystem, with philanthropy, with investors, with business market leaders, and with the entire public in order to achieve. I think that this is also the way to achieve global cooperation. We need to speak from a place of cooperation. We need to speak from a place of trust. And we have so much to learn from our colleagues abroad. We have so much to learn from the UAE regarding data analysis, but also regarding climate action, how to deal with climate change, how to deal with the different realities, how to build trust in the government, how to attract global talent. We have so much to learn from you. We have so much to learn from UAE's experience in these fields. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity of collaborating with you on big data analysis. I know that a lot of militaries are investing billions in big data analysis, but I think that we have the commitment to use data first for the civic purposes, for peaceful purposes, for better healthcare, for better welfare, for better education. We must invest in these uses of data before we invest in military uses of data. And I think that this conference is a good starting point for us to start collaborating on what's very, very important. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for inviting me here. I think that this can be uh, a giant leap for us for international cooperation on data analysis. Thank you very much.